So, I mean, because that's what you'll do. You'll buy a copy of the game. Even people that get it on.
So you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to the show.
Yo.
All right, welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And back with us finally.
We have Bloodaxe.
Hey, how's it going, man?
If you could see my house right now, you would be surprised at how little I've gotten in as much time as I've taken off. But when you're packing up and moving a family and your missus is, 22 hours away. It's tough.
I hear you.
It's hard.
Our boy Bloodaxe has driven us to Redfall. That's how much we've been fiending, man. We didn't get to see him and play anything with him. So, Xeno's been on Redfall. I've been on Redfall. We're going to pretend like Xeno was on Redfall because he missed him and not, just to avoid everyone. I mean, he got onto a multiplayer game that is cross-platform. I could make him play with me, so I got to give him that.
I have had my Microsoft showing me is offline up until about, I don't know, lunch today.
Up, I didn't even check, but geez.
I saw you were playing, and I was like, well, let me flip that I'm online. So if you chose, I would have jumped on with you.
I might play with you. I got the boys with me this weekend, for now, but I might see if you want to play later.
Well, at some point we got to get together and actually watch that movie. That
oh yeah,
we
keep getting told is good.
We've been being told that the D&D movie was not bad. So
I've heard the same. Even the people that are boycotting D&D Beyond and some of these other properties said it was a good movie. So
I'm going to caveat though that it's a good movie in spite of the main character, the bard, and how they did him. It's a good movie. So let me make that caveat because I still don't really love all the choices they made there, but they say the rest of the movie is really freaking good. Funny. Very funny. It's a comedy. It's an action comedy. But we're going to go ahead and we've got the membership, so we're going to give it a try because we're fair. We'll sit down and check you out, right? And if it's good, we'll come back and say it's good in spite of the bar.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll give it a go. Like I said, you mentioned it. Several people have mentioned it to me. Apparently, Bloodaxe has heard it as well. They said some things that made us not want to watch it. It wasn't necessarily the D&D in general that we didn't even watch it. It was something that the producers said. But they basically said they enjoyed making fun of men and stuff like that.
They said they enjoyed emasculating the male main character.
Yeah. So
which I heard they did do.
Yeah.
But apparently the movie's still good.
Yeah. So willing to give it a try, and we'll let you know how we felt about it if anybody cares.
Well, the good news is they have multiple characters. So I can see how they can still do it. Because, man, come on, dude. When's the last time you saw a movie with 4 or 5 characters and you didn't hate one of them? It happens.
True.
And let's be honest. I got a bias against bards. I wasn't going to like the bard anyway. Maybe I'll enjoy watching him get humiliated. You know what I mean? And the druid kicks a lot of butt, and we were both going, bear. Sure, they did owlbear, but I know why they did that. It's easier to animate an owlbear. A bear doing what they had that character doing would have looked weird. An owlbear works. But bear. Moon. Go moon. Path of moon. Archetype. Bear.
All right, well, let's actually talk about some of our topics today. And the first one we're going to bring up is obviously one that we've been following for a while. And
no, not that one. The other one.
Yeah, we've been following it for a while, and there's been more news on it. So let's make fun of the UK with Microsoft's planned $69 billion Activision purchase. First off, let's talk about Microsoft gets China antitrust approval. So I didn't even know China had any say in any of this.
They granted unconditional.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they don't care. Like UK shouldn't.
China's just waiting to make a clone of everything they come out with anyway. So. I mean, really, come on, dude. China makes clones of video games.
Yeah, they have no copyright concept in that country. They're going to clone this deal. They're waiting for the contracts. They can just like, hey, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't demand at least some of the stock was given to 10 cents.
The 10-cent Octovision deal.
Yeah. We're gonna play Avalanche. Avalanche 4.
Yeah.
No, Avalanche. Sorry, Avalanche is the company. Yeah. Then it would be what's another one? Bahamut 4.
There you go, Bahamut 4.
Or Belial. You know your.
Yeah.
Belial 4.
Oh,
I'm gonna play as a necromonger.
Or you could just go with just be like the devil.
Just
go with straight translation of Diablo. The devil.
Just Mr. Satan. You know what? Still from DBZ 2. Just Mr. Satan. I'm the world champ.
Oh. Anyway.
But the fact that even China said, yeah, no, we don't care. Only UK came with that cloud gaming.
Well, the fun thing with UK now is apparently the chancellor of has gone and said, "What the fuck are y'all doing?"
Yeah. The word looks like it says exchequer, but we're gonna call him the chancellor of common sense, who's like, do you know how much it's gonna hurt if Activision Blizzard says F UK, which I believe they said, didn't they?
Well, and that's the thing. So, I mean, he's like, this is not good for business. What are you doing? And Activision's like, yes, it's not good for business. We might get the hell out of here.
So in a rare turnaround, this one is, we always said FEA, but Activision Blizzard is saying FUK. Oh, crap. I spelled it out. How far are we into the video?
I mean, I already said one because I shouldn't have started with this because I knew I was going to slip up. So.
I love it. FUK. What? No. We're saying forget the UK.
Well, I mean, you're not spelling the full word.
Yeah, we're saying forget the UK. Our other. Well, come on, man. You're a Diablo guy. What you got, Bloodaxe?
I think it would suck actually not being able to play not only Diablo but even Call of Duty or some other games that are very heavy over in the UK.
Well, I doubt they would pull sales from the UK. They just would pull their offices, I think.
Well, you never know if they don't approve it. They could just say, we're not going to develop something for your region. I mean, they could take it to an extreme.
I mean, they could. But I mean, I don't know. Obviously, yeah. I mean, what Activision said was this basically shows the quote here is closed for business. So, yeah. I mean,
you can't screw over a big company like that and think they're gonna just take it, especially when it's being led by Bobby Kotick, who's not a nice guy. So, like, they picked the wrong dude because I could see him being like, man, all right, I'm going to get you.
Well, I'm sure if you divide up the sales, the UK is not significant overall in sales as far as Diablo goes. I mean, UK is relatively a smaller
gamer base,
I think.
Yeah, I mean, the big one was getting, like, major Asian markets like China and Japan and all that, and in the U.S., so, like, they got the markets they need, so, Well,
I don't know if the U.S. has ever finally
here's a question.
Said their final say, because I think they're still waiting for the U.K., but I think they may have snubbed the U.K. a few times.
Now, I'm not U2 when it comes to knowing about all the ins and outs of what this means, but given that China approved...
I mean, none of us here are lawyers, man.
Yeah, but you guys are more versed on me because I'm lazy. So the question is that I thought the UK blockade meant the deal couldn't happen at all. But if China approved it, does this mean that the deal could just go through everywhere but the UK? How does that affect the overall deal?
Well, what's going to happen is during the appeal, they're going to take the Chinese approval and use that as ammunition to support their appeal. So it's going to give them further precedent. Granted, it's from a different country, but if these other countries are fine with it, why you guys being like this? And so, I mean, it is a win for the deal, but you still got to overcome it in order for for the deal to go through for the UK, and the US is sitting back and watching, because I haven't heard or read anywhere that they've approved or disallowed.
So to clarify that, so if it doesn't go through for the UK, does that mean the deal just doesn't work in the UK? Yeah. What does that mean?
Well, to my understanding, they would have to pull all their assets out of the UK before the UK didn't have a say. Which would cause. Well, I mean, they're threatening. It costs a lot of money to pull all your assets out. They're going to tax the hell out of them, to pull their assets out.
Man, Microsoft's offering a lot of money.
I mean, it would hurt to rewind, because a lot of times too is they use the UK as their center for all their European traffic. A lot of them do. So that may be, which means it might have a lot of capital in the UK right now.
Might.
Yeah.
They're talking like they don't, but they might.
So, if it depends on how much they need this deal to go through, on how much they're willing to pay pay the piper to get it to go through. If they pull out of UK, they pull out of UK. Like I said, I don't know the extent of the law when it comes to all that, but I know it's not easy.
Yeah, I imagine. But they're willing to talk that good stuff. Let's see if they jumpy. Let's see if they frog. You got it in you? You got the dog in you? Come on. I'm hoping they do it, because I'm still pissed at UK, because I still consider it just shilling for Sony.
The battle's not over there. Like Bloodaxe says, as more places approve it, that's more ammunition they can use in the appeal. And
more motivation to pull out of the UK if they've got all the other countries' support. So yeah, if they know they can get everybody but the UK, if nobody stands on the UK side, UK's screwed, because they're not going to let the deal fall through just for the UK. I don't believe that. If they can get everyone else being the key, if they get this down to where they look at the UK and go like, you're the only guys giving us a problem, so you got two choices. Yeah. Prove it or we're out.
Well, the other option is if there's some other offer on the table that they think that could get approved by the UK, they might go that route.
That is possible.
It may be a lesser offer, but it may be from a smaller company, so it won't have the negatives that the UK. Now, I don't know of a company right now that would do that. Maybe they could do Amazon, just because Amazon doesn't have a console in the race, or Apple maybe. I know originally I think both of those were in the race of who wanted to buy Activision. So
we'll see. I'm voting team screw the UK. That's my team.
All right. Speaking of screwed up things, have you heard about BioShock Isolation? So rumor from Oops Leaks, they say that the new BioShock is in development hell. Now this game was, I think, announced back in 2019. So let's see. I have the link. Back in 2019 was when it was confirmed to be in development. Oh, and now, which they did think it could be out as early as 2022 at that time. Obviously, it's 2023 now, and apparently they're in development hell, which means it may be 2024, 2025 before we see the next BioShock. Now, this one doesn't really concern me that much, being that I don't know a game that doesn't show up in development hell lately. Like, that seems to be you could just throw that rumor out for almost any AAA game.
It seems to be how they're announced. It's like the game gets announced, it's in development hell immediately. We're still looking for Dark Tide. Like, we still looking for console Dark Tide. In Bloodaxe,
it's not
like,
gonna
man,
happen, dude.
it's gonna be fun fighting that chaos, man. Isn't it, Bloodaxe? You know,
never gonna happen.
By the time Dark Tide comes out, I may actually have all my shit set up.
Yeah, we've been beat Redfall. We're reviewing Star. I mean, we beat Redfall, and we're playing Starfall. Is it also Starfall? Starfield. You know, we're all down the road. Heck, maybe freaking Isolation. You know, Bioshock Isolation is out, and they'll be like, "Hey, Dark Tide's out," and be like, "Dude, we're playing on the next console. What the?" You know.
Yeah, we're on Borderlands 7, and you're just now getting over to getting the.
You know, after the Great Uprising, where they threw out all the writers of Borderlands, of Wonderland, Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Now, by this rumor, what it's saying is apparently the full pipeline was originally started through their pipeline in 2017, in which it got to 2022, and it rebooted basically in 2022, and they started over. So I don't know if we're ever going to see this game.
Hey, we'll see it alongside. What's that? The Ghost.
Yeah.
Star something Ghost.
Well, you never know. If Microsoft buys Blizzard, we might actually finally see Ghost after 35 years.
I know. Hey, you know what? And when you're not playing Ghost, you can take a break and play
Dark Tide?
No, I'm getting old. God dang it. The one with Freeman in it. The Steam. Their main game, Valve's main game. Oh, I can't believe I'm this old. Oh, God. You know the game.
What
Half-Life.
Oh, Half-Life.
Yeah, Half-Life.
Oh,
You guys
Half-Life
are no
3?
freaking help. I thought maybe I'm not the old one. Y'all are just sitting there like,
I've never played any of the Half-Life games. That was kind of in that dead zone whenever I was, really, really poor and starving student and couldn't afford games and, got married and was really poor at that point. So
I don't think Q's actually played Half-Life either. I think he just knows of
that people have been waiting a very long time. That and the last book of like the last book.
Flynn was helping you out. If you would
Half-Life.
have looked up at the screen.
And then the last book from J.R.R. Hubbard, whatever his name is.
Oh,
L. Ron. No, not L. Ron.
Now you're talking about George
R. Martin.
George R. R. Martin's last book will come out too. He'll finally finish that up. Like all these things are gonna come out when we've gone blind and the arthritis is broken. Like it'll be like, no.
Yeah.
The fingers don't work anymore. And it's just gonna be like, look at this crazy release.
Well, I mean, this sounds very similar to. You remember Dragon Age, the new Dragon Age? Apparently, they had went through a full production of it, and then rebooted it and started over. So
they got all the way up to gameplay footage, and they still haven't announced anything.
So I mean, games are just. I think the development hell is just a constant now. In game development, I mean, we're hearing it about Fable was another one that was apparently in development.
That one I'm actually wanting to see too. I'm not going to die about Bioshock Isolation just because Bioshock to me was a
Bioshock
game.
Isolation is the least of my concerns with development hell. Like Fable, Dragon Age, Starfield, all these things have been in some form of development hell, and those are the ones I'm looking forward to, and I'm just like, So
push back. Hey, but then a Redfall comes out and makes you go, well, maybe we shouldn't rush you too much. You're like, maybe this needs to go back in the oven. Oh. Is it the quality of workers? Is it just we don't have the game designer, game devs we used to?
So, I mean, for this now, I mean, they actually do mention some of the reasons why. For one, unfortunately, development was affected by complications such as the pandemic and apparently Quebec's Bill 96, which I'm not sure what that is.
Oh, yeah, the Quebec Bill 96. Yes.
So, I mean, there obviously are things out there that affect. Let's see, Quebec's Bill 96 was this,
French language requirements broke them down.
So yeah, French is the official language. So
wow, okay.
I guess that's where the studio was, and so that bill caused them some issues. Unable to write script worthy of renowned franchise over these years, this became a key factor of the reboot.
You're supposed to have a script before you make the game. You're supposed to come up with a script and then go, this is a good script, let's make it. Yeah. Oh, that explains it if you're doing it ass backwards, where you're like, hey, let's make another game, and you ain't got a dang script.
Well, I don't know if your full script's made up. I mean, usually they have a story, then they start building out from there. Usually you have some design teams come in while the story's still being finished up. And now if the dialogue sucks when you put it all together, then
you got to make it all in French. Yeah, I mean, I can really throw it all off.
And then you try to make bad dialect into French dialect, which is,
it sounds worse in French, and you're just like, this is not going well.
Oh, man. So
French translators won't come to work. You're like, come up on time. No. I took my time. I get to it when I get here. It's just like, we can't deal with this.
But, you can almost take half this stuff and throw it on the problems of any game out there right now. Dude,
That's why Dark Tide hasn't come out. They're translating it into French. No. That's why you T-pose in Redfall. It's the French coding.
I'll tell you, dude. The dialogue in Redfall sucks.
There's dialogue? I've been hitting the skip button.
Don't bother listening to that story. The
only part I listen to is the little glowy things I find. They're not bad. That part about, I think that's Claire, is not bad. Mm-hmm. But every other line, I was just like, I hate to hold the button. It slows you down. You need to be able to tap it.
There is some decent dialogue, but there's a lot of bad dialogue.
Well, Dev is pretty fun. He cracks a couple lines because he's like the guy who hunts Bigfoots. He's a theory guy. Conspiracy. That's what I meant. Conspiracy guy. He's a little fun. His dialogue has been entertaining. Like literally when he dies, he goes, "Tell them I was right." And I was just like, have he die when he said that? It's like lines when he dies, like, "Tell them I was right." I was like, okay, that was charming. But no, I don't know. I literally hit the button, and when you have to do the start and they talk, I will just go get a sandwich.
Well, and then like when I finish different events, sometimes the guy will use the wrong comments after the event.
Yeah, having my character get called doll was very dear, and I'm looking at the guy like, do I know you, man? What the?
One of the things, like, so apparently there's there's the storm, lightning storm event that this dude comes down. Rook, yeah.
Haven't had that yet. Yeah.
Anyway, after the event, the storm's cleared up now. My guy says that. Well, now every time I'm in a battle and I finish off, that's what he says. Oh, the storm's cleared up now. I'm like, what storm? I was fighting
the storm in your soul.
Yeah. And I'm just like, he's gotten stuck on that dialogue, and I'm just like, that makes no sense whatsoever. So,
you ever have all your abilities short out? You can't switch your gun or reload or activate any of your
I've had
abilities?
My gun go into this offshoot, like when you're not planning on shooting things, but it still shoots, but you can't see the sights or anything. I've had a lot of bugs.
I'll take that over all my abilities stop working. I'm like hitting the triggers and nothing's happening.
I've had the flashlight quit working on me.
Why does it flicker? It's always flickered. I'm like, this is the crappiest flashlight.
I haven't had a flickering issue.
I thought that was meant to be in the game, and I'm walking around, and every now and then it flickers out every so often, and I'm just like, that's really annoying.
I've not had that issue. I just had it not come on.
Apparently, Deva has the crap flashlight. So,
well, y'all, you're on console, so you're running at 30 frames.
Yeah. So anyway, though, BioShock Isolation is not going to be out for a while.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
maybe they need to take their time now that we think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Get it well translated into French.
Well, let's talk about maybe some good news about a game. And Amazon leaks Mortal Kombat 1's DLC characters. Also, there was a trailer for Mortal Kombat 1. Looks really good. If you have time to check it out, I would suggest it. We can show some shots here, but obviously not going to show. Well, if it'll let me stop it. There we go.
I don't know what you get away with. We'll be demonetized. The violence is immaculate.
Yeah. Apparently, whatever video player they're using here. I can't pause in between steps, but anyway, looks really good. It is gory.
It is a reboot, but in reality, it is a sequel to Mortal Kombat X, which ended
up on YouTube.
On a reboot. That's the key part. Basically, Liu Kang fixes the timeline and to make things peaceful, and that's what they're using for the reboot. And of course, Shang Tsung says, "Screw that noise," and murders like almost everybody in beautiful fashion.
This is beautiful. The only problem with this is obviously this is not gameplay.
True.
And
but if they can match the violence of the end part of this that you can't even go to, like with the fatalities, this game is going to be rated R or whatever the equivalent is, but also be amazing.
Mature.
Yeah, there it is. It's very, very thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than the trailer that came out, other things that leaked
Fire God Liu Kang
were some of the characters. So here, according to Amazon, these are the leaked characters. I'll let Q read these out. He's probably more familiar with them than me.
Quan Chi, the Necromancer, you should all know. Omni-Man from Invincible. Ermac from the earlier Mortal Kombat games. He once was an error, but then he got turned into the telekinetic ghost ninja. Takeda, who is a character that was in previous Mortal Kombats, but he sucks. I'm kidding. There might be fans. He was thinking one of the ones that wasn't even like the run around. You know how he had the games where you weren't really doing side.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's the guy who was trained by Scorpion.
Dude. Yeah.
He has the mechanical whips. Yeah. He
was
sucked.
in.
He didn't come back in Mortal Kombat X. That tells you he didn't last long. But he is technically the student of Scorpion. Jump back to the list. Peacemaker from DC. Now, the question is it going to be comic book Peacemaker or John Cena Peacemaker?
I'm hoping for John Cena Peacemaker.
I'm hoping for John Cena Peacemaker. I want there to be a windscreen where the eagle hugs him. He's got to get a hug from an eagle.
Yeah.
All right. And Homelander from The Boys. So they said, you know what? Instead of always trying to make Superman evil, we'll just use evil Superman, Homelander. So, interesting group. The only thing I'm worried about is with some of these choices, it's almost going to feel more like that, the DC Gods Among Us almost more than it will Mortal Kombat because they got so many characters that are superheroes. But, how to play will be interesting to see. But Omni-Man is in, some of these guys, this is their first debut. Omni-Man and Homelander, to my knowledge, do not have a AAA game they're in at all. Peacemaker may be in a DC game. Maybe one of the Suicide Squad games. But like Omni-Man and Homelander, this is going to be their first debut in a fighting game, AAA, because, who knows what weird indie stuff they have out there. So that's going to be interesting. There might be some people that play it just because they're fans of those characters.
Well, yeah. Oh, no, dude. Omni-Man, that's going to be really interesting. And of course, Peacemaker. So...
Yes, they're going to have a Van Damme skin for Johnny Cage. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. Cage was previously confirmed to be coming at launch with a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Also, Trimmer's coming back. I like Trimmer. They mentioned Trimmer in one of the parts. I'm a fan of Trimmer.
Characters. So.
Chameleon's another ninja character, I believe, from later. Mavada and Farah are actually also Mortal Kombat from some of the other titles. But like I said, Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander, man, they're pulling straight superheroes into the game from, I guess they decided, check out what the memes are. Grab them.
Yeah.
Because Omni-Man has a lot of memes, and so does Homelander.
So, that's something to look forward to. 19th of September is the scheduled release. We'll see if it gets pushed back. Yeah. Maybe it's in development hell.
Finish him.
All right. What do you think, Bloodaxe? You play Mortal Kombat. I think I've heard you speak of Mortal Kombat before.
I played Mortal Kombat and I played Tekken. But for some reason, I've gotten away from the MK series, and the only one that I even play nowadays with anybody is Soul Calibur series. I guess I've gotten used to those fighting styles. The fact that it was a completely different sequence to block in Mortal Kombat, I was never a huge fan of, because I was used to playing Street Fighter. So, but I think branching out and adding in new characters that we've never seen before, bold strategy. You definitely can't go wrong with that. What's that game that my son keeps playing? The one with all the horror villains with Jason Voorhees and Pyramid Head and
Dead by Daylight.
Thank you. The fact that they branched out and got a lot of some of the lesser known characters, I think, has been very successful for them. So it doesn't hurt to take a crack at it.
By the way, for fun, John Van Damme skin for Mortal Kombat, Dead by Daylight is getting Nicolas Cage as a survivor. So I don't know what's going on, man, but this is great. It's freaking awesome. Yeah. Nicolas Cage is going to be in DVD. Yeah. I'm surprised he's not going to be a killer instead of.
Now, you mentioned Soul Calibur. I think Soul Calibur is one of the few we haven't heard anything from. I think the current prediction is 2025 or 2026.
Development hell.
Yeah, if we get anything. But, I mean, we hadn't even heard of it being in development or anything for Soul Calibur 7.
At least we've heard DOA is working on something. We've not heard any details. Just we know they said, yeah, we're doing one.
I think the only thing we ever heard was when I think Soul Calibur 6 came out, they said the next one may be a full reboot. Or maybe it was Soul Calibur 6 sort of a reboot.
Done that once already.
I mean, it seems like the reboot is the way of fighting games right now, though. A lot of fighting games are sort of doing a rebootish type thing. So.
They're trying to reset the story for a younger generation. I get it.
So yeah, Mortal Kombat. I mean, I'm actually I'm looking forward to this. You know, I hope one of these days, some of these fighting games like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat will go full 3D though. I'm sort of not into the straight line, you know.
I'm looking way more forward to games like Tekken to actually play. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm curious what they're going to do with the story. But I follow the story of most of the 2D fighters now, and I play DOA and Tekken and Soul Calibur, and because I'm not feeling the counting frames and
I would love to see. I mean, it just seems like the proper, the correct evolution is to go full 3D with all this. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's been done. It's doable. I guess some people still like the 2D platform, though.
I know, it's got a huge market, but I get bored with it fast. Like, even now, I've been watching Street Fighter 6 videos, you know, them showing gameplay and stuff, and I'm already kind of sick of it. Because there's just not much you can do in a 2D environment. You run out. There's levels of just gameplay that don't seem to exist, you know, when you're stuck on a 2D plane that a 3D game offers. And, like, I watch Tekken tournaments. I see all new crap all the time. And I see people play characters in a way you never see anybody play that character. But I've never, like, went and said, like, oh, wow, that dude's doing a different Ryu.
Yeah.
Or a different
Zangief. The 2D seem to be very combo heavy. It's all about the proper combo.
Combo heavy and hit confirm. Yeah. Combo heavy and hit confirm. So. And I like the idea in Tekken of I can challenge your move. I need to find what move I have that challenges that move instead of counting your frames and going, you're at disadvantage because you're at -2 or +4. I don't care.
Yeah.
When I hear that, man, I start to fade out. They're like, oh, that move's +4. And I'm just like.
All right. Well, let's get out of video games for a bit and let's talk about some movie time. New Hellboy reboot. Now, here's the thing. New Hellboy reboot wraps filming. This is the first I heard of the new Hellboy. Is it wrapping filming? So, like, I was so shocked to hear this. I was like, wait, didn't we just have a Hellboy reboot?
4 years. If they put this out, they said they have two possibilities. They're either going to put it out holiday 2023 or top of 2024. Yeah. And that means I will put it at 4 or 5 years. And while I checked to see what the fastest reboot is, Actually, I think this is the winner because most of the other reboots, they were counting the years from the last movie made. So, like, they counted Spider-Man 3, or the last Batman movie before they rebooted it. No, this is from a reboot directly to a reboot.
Yeah.
The last Hellboy movie was a reboot. And they have completely rebooted within 4 to 5 years, which is, I believe, is going to be the record for fastest first movie in a reboot to the next first movie in a reboot.
Yeah. I mean, even the things that did get reboots, like Spider-Man, well, they got 3 or 2,
Yeah, but if you go Spider-Man 1 to Spider-Man 1.
But Hellboy the first one got 2 movies, the second one got 1 movie, and now we've got a third one, and I'm just like, holy crap, man. Obviously, Hellboy has not worked out well on the big screen.
But people believe in it because they keep doing it again, though. Like, they keep going, like, we're going to make this crap work. This one is going to be a horror movie. It's designed after one of the darker comics. It is meant to be actually dark and scary. I like that. I'm actually wanting to see that.
Yeah.
I prefer Hellboy as horror.
Yeah. Michael O'Brien says, I still wanted them to finish the original with Ron Perlman. I will say Ron Perlman will always be the best Hellboy in my book. I don't care who comes out or how good the writing, the script, and the movie is. It's still not Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman was such a perfect fit for Hellboy. And it hurt me that he was not in the next, the reboots. I wouldn't have cared if they would have rebooted it if they would have kept Ron Perlman. I would have suspended belief and rebooted in my head if I needed to keep Ron Perlman. But oh well, we're not getting Ron Perlman this time either. Hellboy.
I'm looking forward to seeing the horror movie version. Like, I'm hoping that when they say horror movie, they don't just mean the story, but I want Hellboy to be kind of scary.
But yeah,
I hope they're going to play him a lot darker and run with that. So
Jack Hesse is the person playing Hellboy in this one. So
I don't know who that is.
I'm not familiar with them very much, but supposedly that's who we're getting. So, now, I was glad to see that they did have somebody. The Hellboy creator Mike Mignola said he wasn't on the set for this one, but they have been nice enough to send me dailies. And I have to say, I've loved what I've been seeing. If fans have been waiting for Hellboy film that is actually an adaptation of one of his stories, then he thinks that they are finally going to get one. So this is actually an adaptation of The Crooked Man. So
step 1 and 2, correct? Talk to the creator, adapt an actual good story instead of pulling stuff out your butt. Let's see how it goes. We'll check it out.
Yeah.
I intend to check it out.
That's the only thing that gives me any hope about this, other than because I had not heard anything about it. Wasn't expecting anything from Hellboy. But when I did see the creator was involved and it was one of his original stories, that's pretty cool, All right. So let's see. What else we got, man? Last thing we got is this man's been laughing.
Bloodaxe, why aren't you laughing with me?
Ever since he read this.
$2 billion.
So Disney World is closing its Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser in September. Now this is their Florida hotel resort where they charge guests paid $4,800 to $6,000 per cabin for an immersive 2-night experience, depending on the number of people in the party. So this is closing down. A lot of people have laughed at it as a remark of the fact that they used the newer Star Wars as the theme instead of the older one. And it's not just you. I've seen it other places, but also you. But I will say, I read this. Disney's pretty closed mouth on why they're closing and all that. It could be that they're wanting to change to a different theme. they have mentioned that the premium boutique experience gave us the opportunity to try new things on a smaller scale of 100 rooms, and we prepare for its final voyage. We will take what we've learned to create future experiences that can reach more of our guests and fans. They have not said what they're going to do with the location once they're closing this particular event. So it could just be that they're changing up the event, which would be not quite a big of a money loss. But Q just says thinks they suck, I think. So.
I'll let Bloodaxe go. I mean, I'll just start laughing again.
Okay. Blood, what you got? You're the Star Wars man.
I'm a Star Wars-aholic, and when this thing first came out, I was like, it's going to be on Star Destroyer. We're going to have stormtroopers and stuff. They have some kind of weird Star Control 2 rip-off siren captain pilot. I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't even Star Wars. I was wanting to book it and go to a restaurant and have the Cantina band playing Cantina music, and they have some crazy-ass Twi'lek out there singing. It's like
pop songs.
So this is nothing that a Star Wars fan would appreciate. Now, you had some of the hardcore fans, book it out for the first couple of months, but then they couldn't give the rooms away. They were given major discounts for your Galaxy Edge passes to come, and they couldn't even do that. So if they do reset it, hopefully it will be something more along the lines of the original trilogy, or at least the prequel trilogy, so we can actually appreciate some of it. But they might be better off just resetting it to something entirely different that's going to be more immersive and more interesting, because not only did you not use something that we're familiar with, but you also made an entirely new CD called Back 2 for Galaxy's Edge. So we can't even understand the movie references for some of the content that you're putting out there. So it was a very bad decision all the way across for what Kathleen Kennedy has done with the properties at Star Wars. And we're about to see what happens with the new Indiana Jones film when it comes out in, was it in a month or so? I think that's another bad decision that Disney's going to be has made. Is probably going to lose them money, because there's no way you made a $2 billion on this hotel in 15 months. There's no way.
But Bloodaxe, if you went, you got to see Kylo Ren and Reylo fight. They had a choreographed fight, because that's the fight you want to see. Those are the favorite best sword fight in the series, obviously. Kylo Ren and Rey, right? That's the best fight? Iconic? When you think of lightsaber duels, you think of Kylo and Rey?
So you have Rey, who gets 3 days of training, fighting a Sith Lord, and that's supposed to be a good fight. No, I really don't think so. Still, in my opinion, the best fight still the Obi-Wan Anakin Skywalker fight on Mustafar, but that's neither here nor there.
I don't know, man. Count Dooku had some good ones too.
That was short, but it was badass.
And I have to differ, because as good as they were, I'm sorry, but god dang it,
Darth Maul
and Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan was a good fight. I mean, as good as that other fight was, nobody came off more dangerous in a lightsaber duel. You honestly thought he was going to kill both of them. It was 2-on-1, and it looked like they were doomed. I was like, I don't think they're going to make it, man. I knew when Obi-Wan was supposed to be alive, and I still said, maybe they're changing the story. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's going to die. Maybe it's a clone. I don't know, because this is looking like both of them are not going to make it.
Oh, man.
And oh my God, the scene when Qui-Gon Jinn is meditated and
that was pretty
he's just cool. He's just stalking. I mean, yeah, that would have been an amazing moment. But Kylo and Ren, will they, won't they? You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to take it serious, because, they're in love. Stupid. They picked the wrong franchise. But the reason I laugh is not because it's unfortunate all those people are losing a job. It's unfortunate that this closing down. But they let Kathleen Kennedy lose some money at every opportunity. And I think the only way they're going to stop is if she screws up so big, so often, that no matter how many Bob Iger nudes she's got, they're still going to fire her. Like, they just say, we don't care anymore. You can put it on the internet. We're getting rid of you because you're killing us. But she has to do that. That's the extreme. So this, plus we're not going to go into it much. We do have it pulled up. Plus Indiana Jones already being kind of panned again by critics. Yeah. And people saying Phoebe Waller's the worst part of it already. I think this might actually be enough for them to look at her and just go, just leave. We'll say that you left on top, but you got to leave now. Because as long as she's there, she's killed the Mandalorian.
She's managed to survive so many times that there was rumors of her being kicked out. She's failed so many things.
Dude,
so many
left
of her
the set
events.
of the Mandalorian, dude. He left.
Yeah, but yet she keeps surviving. I don't know how.
She's got Iger in like panties and a bra, man. She's got some blackmail material that we've never seen. I mean, she's got to. Because they act like they are terrified to let her go. And I'm like, dude, $2 billion? I'm surprised you ain't crashed her plane. You know, like for $2 billion, people have disappeared. Like, that's a lot of money for somebody to keep losing to you.
This isn't the Hillary campaign, man. Sorry.
That veered hard.
Dang it, I shouldn't have let that slip. All right, so.
Nope, you shouldn't. I'm just sitting here like I am stunned.
Yeah. Disney.
Yeah, Disney, man. Yeah. I thought I was going hard, but I mean, I wasn't.
Oh, right. Huh? Yeah, Indiana Jones not doing well either. So I mean, we're boo.
Yeah, in all possible ways you want to take that. Kathleen Kennedy is crashing the Star Cruiser. Zeno's crashing the fence. We were sitting on that fence, and now that fence is all the way in your colon. But the point is, though, is that, like, getting back on track, I do believe it will require a great shock because, like what happened, well, because, you know what, I can't make it any worse, like what's happened with Bud Light. I'm not picking sides. I'm really saying that the numbers have got so big that other companies, unfortunately, and I actually mean this, are unfortunately not wanting to pick certain endorsements. And I'm like, that might not affect you the same way. And I actually feel bad about that because Bud Light's customer base, that was a bad call.
Well, yeah.
But other companies can still hire diverse people.
And that's the thing we've mentioned with Star Wars immediately going against the old school fan base, you know. Bad marketing decisions and choices.
For everything about the whole new Kurtzman Trek fiasco with Picard, at least we got most of the members of the next generation on the board on the bridge of the Enterprise. We never got Luke, Han, and Leia in the cockpit of the Falcon. Yeah. So at least they learned something from Kathleen Kennedy's mistake on that.
Yeah, by season 3, they realized they needed to get the nostalgia berries going.
I actually did hear season 3 of Picard was actually supposedly
because they went full nostalgia berry. Yeah, they went full nostalgia berries.
So. I almost decided to suffer through those first season. Like I've gone halfway through the first season of Picard, but I couldn't do it.
There's no. I know the story. There's no tie-in.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole season 3 acts like season 1 and 2. He talks about getting old. He's a goddamn android. He got replaced. He got a data body. He got an android body. They act like season 1 and 2 didn't happen. You might as well just start on season 3. There's no line of continuity in 1 and 2,
thanks
barely.
For the spoilers there, by the way, man.
Yeah. You know what? Act like it didn't happen. They did.
All right. So.
No, seriously, it ain't a spoiler. They act like it didn't happen. I'm telling you. He talks about having to go to the bathroom all the time. Data didn't pee. So, no, they act like it didn't happen. It can't be a spoiler if they uncanonized it themselves. Now what?
Well, it's not even Data, so who cares?
But they used him as a model. They gave him an android body based on Data. And he talks about going at it like old man problems, and I'm like,
yeah. All right. Well, I didn't know that because I was actually trying to suffer.
There you
through
go.
it.
Now go to season 3.
Now I guess I can just go to season 3. There you
welcome.
go.
Now, I will say
my
Strange
boy,
New
you.
Worlds is good. I enjoyed Strange New Worlds, and the second season comes out, I think, June 15th. So there is some good Star Trek out there.
I haven't tried Strange New Worlds yet. I tried Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And that was rough, man. I couldn't do it.
So,
Picard was ups and downs. I'll say I like Patrick Stewart. Even when he does things that I don't like, I like him enough where I suffer through it and I'm good. Patrick Stewart, to me, no matter what he...
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Getting feedback from Bloodaxe's mic.
No, it's probably my damn dog who's probably like 2 inches from the microphone, so I'm going to go mute.
Yeah, so it's probably reverb. Anyway, the thing with Picard is, yes, I like the actor, and I can suffer through a lot for that actor. I mean, he's still
Patrick Stewart.
He's still the best Xavier we ever got. I mean, pretty much any role he's picked up, he's been the best at least some point in time.
True. Which is why Picard season 3, man. I'll tell people, you wanted more Picard season 3 to start there. That way you can remember him with dignity and respect instead of pooping himself on a screen.
And the fact that there is a debate that could be defended either way between which is better, Kirk or Picard, tells you how good he did as an actor playing or following William Shatner as Captain Kirk. And it's a legitimate debate. Now I'm on the William Shatner side because I'm OG, but you know, if Q wants to come up with me with Picard, and he has argued on that behalf in the past on our show before, I can't refute him on it other than just my own personal biases.
Yeah, up until Picard season 1 and 2, I was Picard, but now it's harder because I've never seen William Shatner like I was forced to see Patrick Stewart.
I mean, remembering the series, I will say overall, Shatner overall was probably the best captain. Picard had some of the best moments, though. Had moments that I thought
masterful actor.
That I thought exceeded those. Now, overall, I mean, I got to go with the original. But my point is that Picard at some point in time steals the show on everything he does.
Truly he does. Yeah. So, that's a perfect example. But like STD, though, oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. They had enough penicillin to fix that dang thing. That thing was a nightmare. I couldn't get past the frigging, I will use the strongest name. My new title for the leader of the Klingons will be Mother. 'Cause ovaries! And I'm just like, she ran out and screamed ovaries, but I swear I remember screaming ovaries. And I was just like, wait, what? I was like, why does this got to be about gender?
I mean, that show is what made Orville successful. Is because people wanted their fix, and they were like, "Oop, not this one."
People went to Orville. Orville started taking itself seriously because they had to, because they got real sci-fi fans going like, "What do you do with that storyline?" They were like, "This is a comedy." Okay, I guess we've got a story now. I really believe Orville became a serious sci-fi show because like people were like, "Hey, keep going," and they were just like, "Okay." You know, most of us are comedians, right? And they're like, have you seen what STD's doing? You're right, man. Okay. Oh, no.
All right. I think that's going to wrap us up, man. I don't have anything else. You got anything? I mean, you've been gone for a while, Bloodaxe. You got anything to wrap up the show?
Unfortunately not, because my brain is fried. Between
right. Move those blocks. I meant boxes.
You guys should see what I got to deal with in my garage. I've been debating trying to pay you guys to come down and help me move this mess.
I'll be honest, dude. I made
I'll send somebody though.
Last friend I helped move, it was a nightmare, And so from that point on, I swore to myself I'm not going to help people move ever again. So every friend since then that has asked me for help, I've had to tell them I'm sorry, but I've made a sworn oath not to help people move, and I can't break that.
It is the worst favor. I've had to get up to drop people off at the airport at 2 and 3 and pick them up at 2 and 3. I'll do that over helping move. Helping other people move is a nightmare.
I feel like I put in my dues with helping people move. I drove a 24-foot U-Haul pulling a trailer with a truck on the back of it through the mountains from Oregon to Mississippi. And I paid my dues, man. I was like, I've done it. I've put in the miles. I've put in the lifting, the packing. One buddy I went to his house to go load up a U-Haul. Nothing was packed. You know.
What is it, too? The people that ask you to help them move are the worst at it. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe only the worst movers ask for help, because I've never asked for help to move because I didn't need it, because I know how to pack. And if something's too annoying to move, I'll give it away and buy a new one. I have done that. I have literally said, like, you know what? Somebody can come get this and have it, and I'll just have the furniture store deliver a new couch.
Here's the other thing. I'm in a good position in my life. I have a decent job. I get paid okay. I get paid enough where even if I move again, I'm not moving. I'm paying somebody to move me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm past that.
I had to round out a truckload of crackheads. I'm not moving. I ain't doing it ever again. I don't want to do any. I had to, when I came to work from home for a while during the pandemic, I had to bring one box home. I was pissed off about carrying that box. I don't want to move another box. I used to work at a store stacking boxes. I'm tired of boxes. Done with them.
So the amount of crap that I've given and thrown away is insane.
Yes. And how long you took.
And on that note, we're going to move to the outro. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out Dicejunkies.com, where you find links everywhere we are online. Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that subscription notification bell on our YouTube channel so you get notified whenever we get posts. We've had some new ideas come up, and we're working with some other people outside of Dicejunkies to get some new content. So keep an eye out for that.
And a special project that we're starting up. You might see some new lists, maybe?
Yeah. So
top list.
So keep an eye out for that. Plus, I mean, when Diablo 4 comes out, I know we're going to have some gameplay footage as a group and maybe some solo stuff. So, like I said, hit that notification bell, and as always,
we hope you enjoy.